Sports Grind Season 3, Episode 9. My name's Tyler Wargo, and a lot has happened in the sports world recently, going with NFL Week 8, and we have a World Series winner, which we will get to later on in the episode. So, without further ado, let's get right into it. Panthers tackled the Falcons 19-13. Titans conquered the Colts 34-31 in overtime. Titans' total yards were 340, and the Colts' total yards were 307. Derrick Henry was recently injured. I think he hurt his knee, and he was one of the best running backs for the Titans, so he's out of there. But the Titans did pick up a free agent, Adrian Peterson. Now, the question is for the Titans, what can Adrian Peterson accomplish with the Titans? I mean, obviously, we know him doing really well with the Vikings and not doing really well with the Lions, as he had that slump year 2 years ago. And can he make a comeback just like he did for the Vikings? Could he be that star player again for the Titans? Can the Titans actually rely on him? And in my opinion, we'll really have to see, because he did have a struggle year 2 years ago. He did have a nice break from football last year, so hopefully he can make a shine for the Titans. And other than that, I honestly think he could accomplish a lot of things with the Titans, although he has to really step up to the plate, though, ever since that slump year for the Lions. Dolphins took the L to the Bills, 26-11. Jets shockingly won against the Bengals at home, 31-34. Now, let's talk about it. Zach Wilson was not in the lineup that game, and they replaced him with Mike White, who Mike White did really well. I mean, honestly, going forward for the Jets, I think the Jets should keep Mike White in there instead of Zach Wilson. Zach Wilson was just not that good of a player for the Jets. Mike White had a total of 3 touchdowns, giving up only 2 interceptions with a total yards of 405. That's really good. I really think the Jets really used him and got an advantage out of using him. I mean, 3 touchdowns, that's really good. And going forward, I think you should keep Zach Wilson on the bench, and I think you should keep Mike White out there. Michael Carter had 1 touchdown with 5.1 average and a total of 77 yards. So obviously Michael Carter got the job done for the Jets. And him and Mike White worked really well on the field when it came to passing, and I think those guys should definitely work together this upcoming Sunday. What does this mean? What does this win mean for the Jets going forward? I think I know exactly what it means. Keep Zach Wilson on the bench and keep Mike White out there. It seems like Mike White has it down for the team, and it looks like going forward he built that chemistry with the team. So definitely they can get the win going forward if they keep him in there and keep their defense good, obviously, because their defense was really good that game. Steelers beat the Browns 15-10. Baker Mayfield did not have a good game, as we would expect. 225 yards and no touchdowns. I mean, throwing that much yards but not getting any touchdowns, that's a problem. It's called, you can't really pass. You got to start relying on your running back, and you got to start running the ball more. And we didn't really see that from Baker Mayfield last Sunday. Chris Boswell had a total of points of 3 points in kicking for Pittsburgh. Ben Roethlisberger had 1 touchdown and 266 yards. Ben Roethlisberger had a good game, I'm not going to lie. Like, yes, he had only 1 touchdown, but he worked well with his offense going with the Steelers' defense. So I think the Steelers really deserve that win, considering the Browns are that good of a team. And and going forward, we also got news that OBJ is also now a free agent, as he's not on the Browns anymore. He got injured, plus he was not starting well with the Browns, and he was not working out for them at all. So I'm not really surprised that OBJ is leaving Cleveland, and I really think that we have a better place for him. Hopefully the Saints, but there's like 4 other teams out that are wanting him, so we'll have to see going forward. Eagles crushed the Lions 44-6. Rams handled the Texans in Los Angeles 38-22. Darrell Henderson had a total of 90 yards, 6.4 average with 1 touchdown. Darrell Henderson was the guy to look at right there for the Rams. And as for the Texans, Brandon Cook was the guy to look at, as he had 1 touchdown, 13.8 average, and a total of 83 yards. Texans are now 1-7. Rams are now 7-1. So going forward, the Rams, Matthew Stafford, really well. We're seeing him work well with Cooper Kupp and working well with Darrell Henderson. So going forward, the Rams, they're that playoff team, and I think we should be seeing them move forward. 49ers beat the Bears 33-22. Justin Fields had 1 touchdown, 1 interception, and threw 175 yards. I feel like Justin Fields could do better, considering that you had a really good offense and you're facing the 49ers. But 49ers just had it in them in that game. But Carlos Santos had 10 points in kicking. Obviously one of the best kickers for the 49ers. they've ever had. Carlos Santos is that man to look at when it comes to kicking. So the main question for 49er fans, has Garoppolo fallen off? Yes, he was able to run the ball, but he was not able to pass the ball that game. Coming with a total of 322 yards, but having no touchdown. I mean, that's serious. I mean, it's kind of shocking to me. You would think that with all those yards, he at least threw a touchdown, but no. His running backs are one of the best on the team. I think he's really relying on his running backs and not his own self, which is when it comes to throwing the ball. So, has Garoppolo fallen off? Yes, I think he should be passing the ball more and should improve when it comes to passing the ball. And other than that, Garoppolo, he's fallen off. Patriots defeated the Chargers 27-24. Austin Eckler had a total of 2 touchdowns with 2 interceptions. And now the Patriots passing yards were 210 and the Chargers passing yards were 206. So I think they kind of were consistent when it came to passing yards. Both teams were passing the ball, not really running the ball. Patriots rushing yards was 142, while the Chargers rushing yards were 163. So I think I think Mac Jones and the Patriots, I think he's definitely has his chemistry down with the team. I just think he should be running the ball more instead of passing it all the time. Seahawks put down the Jaguars 31-7. Saints topped the Buccaneers 36-27. Tom Brady had a total of 375 yards, 4 touchdowns, and 2 interceptions. That was really good for Tom Brady considering that the Saints defense is absolutely stacked this year with Marshall Lattimore. And Trevor Siemian, as we know, Jameis Winston got a torn ACL that game in replace of Trevor Siemian. I was really impressed, right? So you got Taysom Hill hurt, you got Jameis Winston hurt, so you rely on your third quarterback backup, and he did phenomenal. Most of the Saints fans say, oh, well, they fell off ever since they gave in Siemian. Siemian's not that good of a quarterback. In my opinion, I'm going to say right now, Siemian was really good. I'm not going to lie, he was shocking on the field. Total of 159 yards with 1 touchdown. And not only that, we have the best receivers in the league, coming with Mark Ingram back, coming with Callaway, and having Alvin Kamara. So Trevor Siemian had some great receivers to rely on, and I really think the receivers really helped him with the points on the board after Winston. But what does this mean for the Saints going forward? Because yes, Siemian was there and had a good game that game, but he might not have a good game all the time as he's the third Saints backup. So I think going forward they're going to use Taysom Hill as he's recovering from his concussion. I don't think he's going to be playing this Sunday. He should be playing next Sunday. So yeah, I mean, yes, it really sucks that Jameis Winston's out, and he's done for the season. But other than that, having great receivers on your team that can really strive to work to do well, I think the Saints still have it in them for the playoffs going forward. Broncos dominated the Washington football team 10-17. Broncos are 4-4. Washington is 2-6. DeAndre Carter was the man to look at for Washington football team as he had a total of 51 yards, 17.0 average, and 1 touchdown. And for the Broncos, Melvin Gordon had a total of 1 touchdown, 4.7 average, and 47 yards. So Melvin Gordon is obviously no doubt one of the best Broncos guy, and ever since we heard of Von Miller leaving the Broncos, I really think Melvin Gordon can carry this team and help Teddy Bridgewater out in a great way. So Denver picking up that win really helped them a lot. And going forward, can they get that win? I think they can. With Melvin Gordon on your side and Teddy Bridgewater doing well, I think they have confidence going forward. Cowboys shut down the Vikings 20-16. Dak Prescott was not playing in that game. Cooper Rush was playing in replacement. Cooper Rush did really well considering that Dak Prescott was out. I mean, Dak Prescott is normally their best quarterback, but having your backup for the Cowboys to show up that game was just excellent to see. He had 2 touchdowns, 325 yards, and 1 touchdown. 1 interception. So giving up only 1 interception but throwing all those yards and throwing 2 touchdowns, it really helped the Cowboys out a lot. And the Cowboys can definitely rely on Cooper Rush when Dak Prescott's not there. Amari Cooper had 122 yards with an average of 15.2 and 1 touchdown. Amari Cooper by far one of the best Cowboys on the field, going with Ezekiel Elliott. Vikings defense played great, but their offense was not there. Obviously, Kirk Cousins, I feel like he could have done better. Considering that he only had 1 touchdown, we could have saw more. Chiefs beat the Giants 20-17. And now let's talk about it. That was a close game, 20-17. You would think the Chiefs would crush the Giants considering the Giants' record, but no, they kept it close. Daniel Jones had a total of 222 yards, throwing 2 touchdowns, with 1 interception. And Derek Gore for the Giants for the Chiefs, Derek Gore had 49 yards and an average of 3.8 and 1 touchdown. Now, the question a lot of Giant fans are asking is, could have they won that game? You know, the Chiefs are not doing well this year considering their 4-4 record, but could the Giants actually beat them as they kept it close? And in my opinion, yes. I just feel like the defense could have played a little bit harder, but the offense was there for the Giants. I really think the Giants could have really silenced the Chiefs going forward. And as we know, Mahomes has just fallen off lately. He's just not been the player he's been as they've been losing to the Titans. They've got that win against the Washington football team. Other than that, they've been equal with their wins and losses. So I definitely think the Giants could have won that game considering that the Chiefs are not having that good of a year this season. And we now take you over to NFL Week 9, which started last night. Jets lost to the Colts in Indianapolis, 45-30. Now, I mean, it was not really a good game to look at. I mean, honestly, both teams are not that good. Obviously, Zach Wilson did not play yet again, so the Jets did have an opportunity in that game. Josh Johnson had a total of 317 yards, 3 touchdowns, and 1 interception. Both teams played really well considering their record. I mean, yes, obviously the Colts, they have a better record than the Jets, but the Jets, I mean, their backup quarterbacks are doing better than Zach Wilson, so we wouldn't be shocked if the Jets actually won that game considering that they benched Zach Wilson. Jonathan Taylor had a total of 172 yards. Jonathan Taylor, obviously for the Colts, he's one of their best Colts wide receiver. His average was 9.1, and he had 2 touchdowns in that game. So overall, it wasn't that good of a game to look at, but for Jets fans, it was a great game to look at considering that you're relying on your backup quarterbacks doing better than Zach Wilson. I mean, can you imagine having your backups be worse than your starting quarterback? That's how it was for the Jets last week and this week. So now we shift sports now to baseball as we finally have a winner for the World Series, and that is your Atlanta Braves. They have eliminated the Astros in Houston. The series was 4-2. And am I mad about it? Yes. But am I shocked? No. I mean, the Braves really had it. They fought hard. They've actually been fighting hard seasons back. So I really got to give it to them considering that they've been making it to the playoffs every season and they've been getting knocked out, especially the Dodgers last season. Last season they got knocked out by the Dodgers. I remember that. We came back and beat them, but finally this year they have it and they actually got a win. And I really think Jock Peterson, Freddie Freeman, and Jorge Soler really carried the team. Going with the pitching, I mean, the Braves they've been not only fighting just this year, but like years ago. Like they've been wanting this for years, and they finally got it, and I got to give it to them. As a Dodger fan, I got to give them some respect. And they did shut down the cheating Astros, so that was really good. I mean, going forward, the Braves, can they keep this up? Can they get another World Series ring? In my opinion, we'll have to see, but going forward, will they make it to the playoffs again? Yes. The Braves definitely going to keep their players going forward and their pitching staff, and I feel like they definitely have more to improve, and they can be that team again next year if they really go for it. So overall, Braves deserved it. They haven't gotten a win since the 90s, and yeah, it's been great for the Braves. So that really wraps it up for today's show. Next week, we will be covering NBA as we move forward from MLB to now shifting to NBA. We'll be covering that next week, so stay tuned. And we'll also come at you guys next week for Week 9 of the NFL. So thank you guys for tuning into the Sports Grind Season 3, Episode 9.